I swear, y'all, if this gets solid recast, I'm gonna lose it. Hey y'all, I'm back, because just like consequences for Foodie Beauty, I may take a while, but I'll show up eventually. Foodie announced Plan B for bees due to being flushed out of her new Canadian non-luxury shoebox after being doxxed by the shit gatherers at Kiwi Farms. While I don't condone touching the poo, and I personally don't have any need or desire for Chantal's personal address, given the nature of certain elements in this particular corner of the internet, this should have come as no surprise to Chantal after the footage she supplied of her recently publicly advertised rental unit. Let's take a look at the highlights from her Plan B stream. Here she is, folks, professional vlogger, Foodie Beauty, live from her potato phone plan in the car. I do have her sped up a little bit because her natural live stream pacing is like wading through wet concrete. Here we go.
And I think that I'm going to keep it that way. So if you want to partake and join, ask me questions. Smokey's okay.
Smokey's okay is not enough information. I can see why she's gone members only in the chat for this one.
Hey, Beezus. I just pulled over somewhere. I've learned a big lesson from this.
You're just now learning this lesson? It happened before. It's just that the consequence then was pizzas and random trolls showed up at the villa, not you getting booted.
I have access to a car. I can't tell you if I rented it, if I bought it, if it's loaned to me from somebody I know. Val! Welcome here.
Okay.
Welcome, Val. Nice to see you. Hey, Lisa. Because I can literally not share a single thing about my life. And I'm sorry, but people have ruined that.
Live from the mystery machine, y'all.
Hey, CP. It's not safe for me to, with people, psychotic people trying to ruin my life. So, because I filmed in...
Now, for the record, I do think contacting her landlord was a lot. That being said, if I was as hated on the internet as she was, I would definitely be taking more steps to hide my precise location.
This was, I filmed inside my apartment, which, by the way, if I ever move somewhere, never. I can never show you guys my place unless I buy a house. Even then, like, people be looking up apartments, people be looking up, like, it's just really messed up, like, you know. But I'm not surprised. Whatever, I can't do anything about that.
You shouldn't be surprised, and part of me wonders if she didn't long for the drama of the docs, just thinking that it would have slightly less serious ramifications. I do not dismiss the possibility that she is too ignorant to know better, but that being said, I do wonder if she didn't kind of want it to happen. I think she thought it would play out how it did at the villa with some light harassment and not being questioned by the landlord and potentially booted out.
So they found where I lived, and like the landlord posted another apartment for rent in the same house, and and I'm telling you this because I'm not staying there anymore, so it doesn't matter. He posted.
When you were told about the docs, you asked people in your chat to put the address that they had heard in the chat. I really do think she wanted this to happen and just thought it wouldn't be so bad, or it's an excuse to do whatever she's gonna do next.
That people were searching all over online. I have teardrop. I have a car right now. Yeah. People are just doing too much. So my bad. I should have never showed you guys any of my apartment. Sad that I cannot do that I cannot share my apartment with you because of some psychotic people. Whatever.
But that's the reality you've cultivated for yourself online that you should have been well aware of. And I think you were well aware of, but you did it anyway.
My bad. I shouldn't have done that. I should have literally just filmed with a green screen. Or anytime I go live, it will have to be like, if it's from a place where I am, it has to be from a green screen. It has to be from a white wall with nothing in the background. So I'm sorry, but...
You did it with your cameos that went out while you were on a break from the internet. Why didn't you just stick with that? It was working. No one knew exactly where you were. In fact, based on those cameos, a bunch of people were convinced you were still in Kuwait. So why didn't you just roll with that? That would have been the smart thing to do in this situation.
My content is going to be very boring when it's live streams.
You live streamed a unit that's the same as other units that are currently being advertised for rent while telling us all you were back in Cornwall. I'm not saying it's not weird. I'm not saying I would do it. I certainly don't endorse it. But it's also something you should kind of expect at this point. considering the role you have chosen to play online.
Exactly. That was plan A, living in my own place with
Exactly.
Smokey. That's not going to work. So Smokey is going, we're rehoming him, but I'm trying to find the right place for him. I feel really bad for him. He's very sweet, but he's like a really vocal cat. Like he cries nonstop. So I don't know, that's okay, Teardrop. Thanks, guys. Hi, BBJ. So,
Now, where exactly he is in the interim, because you're not at the old new place anymore, I guess is, just going to be left a mystery. That's fine. Whatever. I expect nothing more than that. That is exactly on par with what I have come to expect from you, Chantal. So that's fine. That's fine. Carry on.
I have a plan B, but I'm not telling anyone what the hell it is. Quite frankly, I'm not going to tell you. And I don't think
I swear, if Plan B ends up reuniting with Sala in some third mystery location, y'all are gonna need to come check on me.
I explained to the landlord what was going on. Like, he's like, people are messaging me, telling me about when you lived in Orleans. I was like, yeah, many years ago. Like years ago? Yeah, okay. Saying that, like, I was like, whatever. I always paid the rent on time. Like, whatever. If you want, I'm like, I'm not arguing with you about this. I explained what happened, like all my history, everything. I'm like, actually, I don't feel comfortable staying there with people knowing where I am. So
Okay, so you can try to make this sound like it was your decision in part or in whole, whatever. I'm not comfortable staying here. Of course, you're not comfortable staying here after the landlord asked you to not stay there, which is absolutely what I think happened.
I'm leaving, like before like I'm not staying there now, but I'm leaving.
Now, whether or not they can legally kick her out that quickly, I do understand that would be very, very difficult to do. But I do think they were going to start the process, and she, of course, in that scenario, would just be like, fine, I'm out.
The sanctuary for I would love to give the Smokey to somebody, like, I don't know, but I don't know you guys. Just in
Just like you didn't really know who you gave Sam to. You definitely didn't know who you gave BBJ to. God knows where Julia is. But now you have to know who you're giving Smokey to. It needs to be someone you trust. And the people in your chat aren't your only friends. So I'm sure it will work out just fine.
So a lot of my stuff I have to get rid of, like, slowly. And that's it. On to it.
I feel like Smokey's already gone, y'all. And who knows where. I'm sure the first person she could get to be like, okay, yeah, I'll take him. New neighbor, whoever. Who knows?
New life, I guess. I have to move, yeah. Justine. Honestly, like, I was really depressed staying there anyways. I don't know what it is, but I'm just not happy. Like, I'm not happy. And the thought of, like, looking at more apartments and dealing with landlords, and it just makes me want to throw up. So honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But actually,
Oh, are you crashing after your multi-week high? What a bummer.
I do know what I'm gonna do, but I'm not telling anybody. So he didn't kick me out. No, we just kind of, like, were arguing a bit and, like, trying to come up with, like, I was just like, I need to leave. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I gotta find somewhere else. Really, Amira? Yeah, witchy people are nuts, but whatever. Nothing I can do about that.
He didn't kick her out. They were just arguing. It has the vibe of, they didn't dump me. It was mutual. Just my opinion.
So, you guys win, okay? Like, whatever you want over me, you win. Thank you. I'd like to share with you guys, but you can't. So, live streaming is going to have to be away from where I'm residing, or, you know, I mean, whatever, stay mad. I don't know. They're always mad about something. So, honestly, whatever. I'm just going to, like,
At some point, maybe you could ask yourself why everyone's mad, but I don't know. Let's not do that.
see what's going to happen. Whatever. I don't know, guys. Well, Breeze, I don't think they would have found it if the landlord hadn't posted another unit for rent in the building. Like, I didn't even know there was another unit for how many effing apartments can there be in a big house? You know? Like, how many apartments?
Enough that one could get posted online if the landlord needs to rent one out. It seems like a very reasonable possibility to me. Again, I'm not endorsing doxing anyone, But I also cannot find it in me to be remotely surprised that it happened after you showed all of that footage of an apartment unit in a building where there are other very similar units. I just don't see how you couldn't realize that's a possibility. And it kind of makes me think you wanted this for some reason.
But we're not going to just chuck Smokey. Don't worry, he's fine right now. And we're going to find him a really good place.
I'm sure he's just fine.
And I can't just
He is just fine in an undisclosed location, just like Julia is absolutely fine in her undisclosed location. Don't worry about it, y'all. If you can trust anyone with cats and their well-being, it's Chantal. Why y'all worried about it? What? Oh, wait. Is it the years-long horrible history with cats that has y'all worried? Yeah, me too.
I'm leaving my place, plain cheeseburger. I don't feel... I'll be okay, Justine. Your impulsiveness affects not only you, but everyone around you. Okay, how, little ulcer? What are you talking about? My impulsiveness with what?
You have said multiple times over the course of the last month that you just made an impulsive decision. Bruce was an impulsive decision. Smokey was an impulsive decision. You acknowledged this. We saw you do other impulsive things along the way. The larger arc of this channel is your impulsive decisions. All right. Sure. Yeah. Level-headed, always thinks things through. That's what I think of when I think of Foodie Beauty.
I think Smokey was impulsive. Well, I kind of felt pressured because the woman really wanted to get rid of him. And I would...
Why did you feel pressure? You put yourself in that position. You wouldn't have felt any pressure if you hadn't gone looking for a new cat impulsively. There would be no opportunity for this woman to be putting the pressure on you if you weren't seeking out a damn cat. Impulsively.
Keep Smokey. Honestly, I decided I was going to keep Smokey if I was staying at my place. Like, I did my last live stream in my home, and I said that I'm going to keep Smokey.
Which was a terrible decision. I'm glad the cat is getting rehomed. I'm not glad he's being put through this along the way.
To make it work because yes, he is growing on me day to day. He's grown on me, like he's very loving, whatever.
The whole thing's just depressing, to be honest.
Someone is impulsive. Yeah, maybe I'm impulsive, but you're repulsive. Okay, so just saying.
Oh well, zinger there. You got him.
He was totally.
You got him. You win.
Like people foster pets for months, so the outrage over Smokey is just false BS as usual. And I'm not entertaining any more drama. So you all are seriously, literally going to be talking to yourselves on that front. Like,
all you do is entertain drama.
I'm literally just beezing, and then when I do live stream,
you've got nothing but sandwiches if you stop with the drama.
It's gonna have to be like, if I'm at home, it's gonna have to be green screens, VPNs and green screens, baby. Yeah, you also took a home away from Smokey, if you want to look at it that way. You want to dox people, and that's what happens. Sorry, but what do you expect? So.
Again, not endorsing doxing, but I don't think any of us are crying over Smokey being rehomed. No one's sad that he doesn't get to live out his life with you.
I'm leaving my place. Honestly, I'm not that mad because I don't really like living there. Honestly, it's I don't really like the stairs. I don't really like that you have to
do things.
It's hard
on your own because you're alone and you don't have anyone to just send to go get you stuff.
Like, people found out where I live, and I'm not causing problems for the landlord. I'm not causing problems for myself. I'm not staying there. So sorry, but no. I'll get my stuff out and that's it, And so, yeah, no, it's not going to work, Brooke. With people knowing my address, there's no way. No way. There's already problems starting and everything. So, and he's on edge about it. And like, he just, no. We both agreed it's better I leave anyways.
They both agreed it was mutual. He didn't dump me. It was mutual. We're still going to go to prom as friends.
Which I'm pretty sure doxing is illegal, but like, it's the internet. Who can you go after, right? I could pretty much go anywhere in the world I want, actually. But I'm not gonna, keep trying. I'm not in no shape to travel. That's for sure. So, well, no, I mean, on my own if I'm not with my husband.
Now, as far as destinations they can afford that he can travel to, that's pretty limited right now, for sure. But we know it's not really about the destination. It's about the fake marriage lie you maintain along the way.
Some of my stuff is still there. I gotta slowly take it out. So, the window AC, don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Give it away or sell it, whatever.
Maybe you could get a storage unit or find some place to keep your things instead of just throwing all of your material goods to the wind every time you move and then having to start from absolute zero each time you go into a new place. I don't know. Just a thought.
Deep fried Mars bar, yum.
Or you could sell it at a loss and then have to get a new one later, or you could just ditch it. I don't know, your choice.
It's a boy? Get out of here, Teardrop. That's so exciting. And I can't keep it at my mom's. All my stuff. I'll figure it out. There's more places to live. I mean, and I'll just be smarter next time, that's all. I'll just have to, like, make my bees more boring. I'm sorry, but that's out of necessity. Put the green screen background to your place in Kuwait and make them think you went back. In the ocean villa.
Honestly, that would be hilarious.
Did you hit any curbs today? Not yet.
Yes, very funny. Haha, bad driver. So cute.
The black screen. True. There's more apartments. Kuwait made me a better driver. Driving is so different here. I didn't enjoy it that much, no. You guys saw how I'd come on and complain every day how depressed I am. Mostly for missing, like, Salah and Julia, but also just... I don't know. I didn't...
But also the high wore off and she realized she was sat on a mattress on the floor with almost nothing to her name and a cat she didn't want. Got a little depressed. It's normal. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Really like it that much. I just wanted to hurry and, like, get a place.
You just wanted to hurry and get a place, or Smee just wanted you out of her house?
Anyways. Yeah, I'll just have to be a lot more careful, I guess, you know? If I have to not stream from my house, it'll happen that way. And if I lose money, oh well. It's a waste of money and resources, yeah. They always use things from, like, years ago, you know? It's, like, crazy.
Or last month, or a couple weeks ago. You know, the past.
They won't find them, Tracy. They won't find them.
A couple days ago.
That's the problem. They don't seem to like to do anything about online stuff. I don't know. A place that was never advertised online, right?
Well, it turns out the landlord was advertising units online. Even if it wasn't Foodie Beauty's specific unit, it was enough for an effective dox, and here we are. Surprise, surprise. But I'm sure she'll find a way to cockroach on. This stream was broadcast from a vehicle of unknown provenance. Meanwhile, the worst side character in Girl World resurfaced with an alleged email from Foodie Beauty attempting to rekindle the relationship and declaring her and Salah were done. Like many, I sincerely hope to never hear from Salah again, but I do find the email suspicious. It's easy enough to craft an email as fake as Chantal and Salah's marriage, and the writing style isn't really giving Foodie Beauty in my opinion. Plus, the recipient is as much of an unreliable narrator as our girl. That being said, Chantal certainly is foolish enough. I'm begging the universe for neither of these two human Herbie Kirby's to get recast. It's been grim enough. And even the excitement of Crackhead Olympics is not worth bringing either of them back on, if you ask me. That's all I've got for this one. Like and subscribe if you didn't have the worst time ever, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.
You watched it, didn't you?